You're listening to the Morning Punchin' Show with RB&J, live and direct from more cities than an Instagram model's bio. Get ready for some boxing talk on the clock. Let's face it, you're not working and somebody's got to pay for the Wi-Fi.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We are here live from Las Vegas, and we are coming live to you from Radio Row. And we have some really good stuff already planned. Jay, it has been really exciting here already. I know a lot of people on Twitter have been really slamming this event and really slamming this fight. But when I got here at the MGM Grand, I was quite surprised with the amount of people that are in the media center, the amount of media that are here covering the fight. It's pretty major. Would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually pretty exciting here. There's a lot of people here, a lot of people milling about, a lot more buzz than people would have you think. And you can see the anticipation building for Saturday night. It's going to be a great fight. A lot of fighters here in and out of the media room, people in the MGM lobby, and it's really, really exciting right now.
Yeah, so we had Jesse Vargas stop by our table already, and, he's coming off of that nice win of his. Against Saddam Ali. Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. Is that better, Jay? Okay, good. All right, so we had Jesse Vargas stop by. We're going to have some other people stopping by here in the next hour, or maybe even an hour and a half. I know Jesse Hart was going to swing by. Bob Arum was going to swing by. Hopefully Team Crawford's going to make it over here, too. So we're just going to bring Vegas to you. So, Jay, Jesse Vargas stopped by. He picked up some candy, and we talked about his win with Saddam Ali. And he just sounded in a much better state. He sounded much happier than we've heard in the past. And why don't we go ahead and play our interview with him earlier?
Yeah, definitely. Jesse Vargas is always a good sport. So why don't we go ahead and get into his interview, and I'm going to go ahead and play that now.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. You are here live with RB&J, and we are here with Jesse Vargas, the new WBO champ. What's good, Jesse? How are you?
Hey, Michelle. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. And I'm doing well. I'm even better now that I'm here. And thank you for having me.
Your fight with Saddam Ali was so great. It's definitely, I believe, probably one of the fights of the years already, don't you think, Jay?
Absolutely. Great performance, great ending, a definitive win, and it was great to see you win in such an impressive fashion. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that from you, and I'm glad it's one of the candidates to be a fight of the year so far. And I'm glad that the fans are happy with the fight. More importantly, I think that's what we the fighters are mostly proud of. It's our performance and for our fans to be happy with it.
You sound so much different now. After the Tim Bradley fight, you did sound a little bitter. You didn't like the way it ended. And after the Saddam Ali fight, there was so much emotion, there was so much drama. And even talking to you today, you just sound like you're in a better place. You sound like you're on, cloud nine.
Well, I just had a lot of anger build up, and I knew that I had to come out with a victory against Saddam Ali and prove to everyone that I'm better than the past fight, the fight that has passed there. And that's what I did. So I was able to accomplish what I set out to do and become the new WBO welterweight champion. It's a dream come true. And don't get me wrong, it's still a rematch, but hey, we're going to continue to push forward, and I know that my future is bright, and everything will fall into place when it should.
I don't know if you remember this, but you were on our show 2 weeks ago, and you told RB&J that you were going to make Saddam Ali quit. And you kept your word.
Yeah, I did say that, and that was the truth.
That's exactly what you did. I said he really called it.
Yeah, I told him I was going to knock him out, and we did so. I wasn't trying to talk smack. That's the mentality that I have. My goal was to knock him out, as I told you a few weeks ago. And thankfully, that's the way it resulted.
So since that fight, we've heard you call out a few different fights. We've heard you call out, or not call out, but you stated that you want to play with El Cotto. I think today I heard that, you said, if I fought Broner, I would knock Broner out. And so you're calling out some big names. So who realistically do you think is next?
I want all of them, but realistically, I think that Danny Garcia is the fight that we can make. He did, Bob mentioned it right after my fight with Saddam Ali, being a fight with Danny Garcia.
That doesn't sound like
Danny came out to say that he wanted to fight. I want to fight, without a doubt. So if that's the case, now Danny Garcia just has to speak to his promoter and his management and see if we can make the fight happen. I think that's a fight that the fans want to see. Very intriguing fight, and ultimately that's what I want to do. Give the fans what they want to see, and as I said before, I'll go with the fight that the fans want to see. I know that the fans are also very interested in a fight against Broner. That's a good fight that can be made. So we just have so many.
Right.
Yeah, we have so many names to pick from right now. So.
Well, I want you to be brutally honest before we have a little fun with you. There was some rumors circulating that maybe a fight with you.
All right, so that was part 1 of Jesse Vargas. So I'm going to play part 2 now.
Benavidez. Was a fight with him do anything for you, or is that even a fight that you would consider?
Honestly, I haven't heard anything of it. But what would a fight do for me against Jose Benavidez? It wouldn't do much. I don't know too much about him. I've seen him a couple times, but don't know anything about him. And I don't think the fight fans know anything about him. It wouldn't benefit me at all. But hey, it's fight against the fight. But I would like,
right.
I fought so many fighters that the fight fans didn't know, and they're very good. I think it's my time to fight opponents that are worldwide known. And that's what I'm going after.
You're trying to step back into another tough fight. You don't really take any easy touches. Sometimes when we see a newly crowned champion, we see an easy touch. Are you even interested in an easy touch?
Not at all. I mean, ultimately, you have to understand that I do have promoter and management, but if they were to ask me who do you want to fight, I'd say, man, give me a fight that the fight fans would want to see, that they know the opponent, that a fight between Jesse Vargas and, say, Miguel Cotto, Danny Garcia, that the fight fans would say, yeah, that's the fight that I want to see, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we don't take to no fight.
All right.
We have a little game here called Fishbowl, and so you're going to reach in here and pick out a question, and whatever you pick out of here, you have to answer it, and you have to be totally authentic and honest and unpredictable.
Oh, boy. I almost feel like we need a drum roll.
Here we go.
Oh, I hope it's a good one.
And it is. You have to read it.
What champion from any era would you want to fight right now?
Ooh.
From any era. So which fighter comes from? Let me see. Let me read that again. Let me say it louder. So the question you picked was, which champion from any era would you want to fight right now? So if you can go back in time, who would you love to fight?
No.
Who's your idol?
Yeah, no. That would be.
You don't fight your idol.
No.
Kill your childhood dreams.
With Pedro Gomez.
Oh.
That's a good one. At what weight?
At what?
147.
Eh?
You never went up that high. It was 135.
I'll make him go to 40 then. We got a boxing insider that Pedro Gomez didn't go up to welterweight, so we fight him at light welterweight.
Oh, okay. Before we let you go, are you going to stick with this last trainer? It seems like you had a great performance.
Yeah, he's my boy. I've been knowing him since I was 8 years old. We're sticking with him.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Take care tomorrow.
All right.
Definitely tomorrow, okay?
Thanks, Justin.
Bye,
All right, and we are back. So, a very relaxed, a very chill Jesse Hart. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Jesse Vargas.
We just talked to Jesse Hart. He's coming up, so sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like I was saying earlier, Jesse Vargas seems to be just in a much better space. He has a much better attitude. I mean, yeah, he won a really big fight, but we remember how bitter he was after he lost to Tim Bradley. And I mean, he was walking around angry. He was busting in press conferences and weigh-ins and tearing shit up. Yeah, he was on something else. So he just sounds happy and he looks happy, and he wants big names. He doesn't want to tune up. He doesn't want a soft touch. We asked him about the Jose Benavidez fight. He said Benavidez does nothing for him right now. He's not known. it does nothing for him. So I guess he dead at that.
Definitely.
But it was fun talking to him. He said he'd be back around tomorrow, and we'll talk with him some more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to him. It's very interesting to see where his career is going to head now after this fight with a big decisive win. Will he be one of those fighters that sidesteps because it could be a high risk, although he's a champion, it could be a high risk, low reward fight if you value notoriety. You know, he is definitely a winner, a clear decisive winner, but he's still relatively low on the record, low being recognized currently in the boxing landscape. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him after this.
I thought it was interesting that when I said to him, you know, who realistically is next for you? And I used the word realistically on purpose, and he said to me, Danny Garcia and Adrian Broner. And I don't know if they're really realistic fights for him.
No, not at all. I mean, unless they know something that we don't know, or is the Cold War ending? I mean, we have seen some opportunities where Top Rank and Al Heyman, who's not a promoter, and Golden Boy have done some things, and Rock Nation have come together to do some business together. So it's interesting. I don't know. Maybe they know something that we don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I doubt it. I don't see a Garcia fight or a Broner fight being realistic. But anyway, I hope he does get a good fight. I mean, he's been calling out Cotto. You know, I'm sure they might even consider him for the winner of this fight. I mean, I think we all know that if Tim Bradley wins Saturday night, that Terrence Crawford is not going to fight him.
Right.
And Tim Bradley is not going to fight Terrence Crawford. So Bradley's going to be looking for a dance partner.
Exactly. And if you're a Bradley, more importantly, you know, this is a big purse fight. Who does Tim Bradley fight from a financial point of view? We know that his manager wife is quite savvy at the negotiations table, but who is available currently that could garner him that type of payday?
No. Good question. Don't know. Let's see who just walked in. I see the camera crews in here. Guys, this place is pretty lit. I mean, you hear people screaming in the background. It was so packed in here earlier. You know, for all the trash talk that has been going on social media and Twitter, there's been a really good turnout here. I mean, when we walked in earlier, it was jam-packed. Did you see Floyd Mayweather Sr. in here? They were hounding him. They were surrounded.
I know. They swarmed on him like crows on a carcass in the street. For a second, I got confused for a second. I thought it was a Floyd weekend, that they jumped on Floyd Sr. so fast.
You see all them TMT hats?
Absolutely. They are going to make their presence known, whether it's their card or not. Floyd Sr. But you know what? Maybe we should have got Floyd Sr. Since we had Jesse over here. He spent some time training Jesse Vargas. You know, maybe we should have popped up with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully Jesse Hart's going to swing through. We're waiting for Bob Arum. He's doing a couple more stops here on Radio Row.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about the no Trump undercard.
Yes.
And we want to know from Bob, you know, which fight he thinks will steal the night on that undercard.
Yeah.
There's 3 good fights on it.
Good fights, good title fights,
Mm-hmm.
fierce competitors. We've had Oscar Valdez on our show recently, who is a terrific guest. He's in for a great fight that night. We have the other fight that's coming up between Arthur Abraham and Gilberto Ramirez for the WBO super middleweight title. Also a great fight. We've got of course, you know, Valdez is fighting Gradovich. We've got Jose Ramirez versus Manny Perez. I mean, it's really a stacked card. So no Trump undercard as it's being billed because it's loaded with Mexicans. So Mexico, stand up.
Yeah. Well, a lot of you guys on Twitter were hitting me up. You know, make sure you ask Bob about Mikey Garcia. And we definitely are going to ask about Mikey Garcia. We're going to ask about a lot of things in Bob's past, too. We're going to talk politics. We're going to talk about some historic fights, Trinidad Oscar, you know, why certain rematches didn't happen. So we're going to switch it up with Bob a little bit today and have some fun with him, talk a little bit about the New York Giants with him. He's a diehard New York Giants fan. So we'll have some fun with Bob.
You know, one more thing before we close the chapter on Jesse Vargas. What do you think of two things that came out, courtesy of Bat Left Hook? Bat Left Hook published a video. I think Marcos Villegas did an interview with him, and he said that Bradley told Vargas to go make some money. I haven't had a chance to see the video. And then also there's another story, I think it was Boxing Scene that put it out the other day saying that Jesse Vargas would knock Broner out. Can Jesse Vargas knock out? What do you think about that?
Vargas would give Broner a freaking fight.
Absolutely.
Would he knock him out? I don't know.
You know, Broner's
a dog. He's a dog. Yeah. Broner, yeah.
You know, he's adept at keeping people off him.
Maidana, he's huge. He's a big puncher. I don't think Vargas is that powerful.
That guy, he doesn't have that bull in a china shop quality. He comes in through in the clutch at the end, but I don't know about a knockout. I don't know.
And Tim, talking slick about make some money, like, all right, Tim, we know you making some M's now, but don't do that. You started there too. Yeah, don't be that.
No. While we are, waiting for Bob to join us, let's see what else we can talk about that's making headlines. Of course, across the pond in England, fights going on tomorrow or today or whatever time it is in London right now, the big Anthony Joshua versus Charles Martin fight. We're going to probably talk to Bob about the heavyweight division too when he joins us. But, what are your thoughts on that fight?
Well, I think Charles Martin is making a huge payday. Good for him. He's going to make several $1 million. I do think Anthony Joshua is going to win. I just don't know if Charles Martin is as skilled as him, just based on the level of opposition. Neither one has really fought, top level guys. So it's a good test for Chris. Yeah, there he is there. Prince Charles. Charles. I was calling him Chris Martin.
Chris Martin, Charles Martin, St. Paul.
Yeah, but the fight I like on there is the Eric Hunter and Selby. So Philly stand up. Hopefully Eric will go over there. Hey, it's a much different stage. There's going to be thousands of passionate, diehard fans in there, and he's going to have to man up and put all that to the side.
That's a really good look for a young fighter to fight on such a big platform, because England, as we know, England fight fans are diehard, and there's going to be at least like 10,000 people there. And as a young fighter at this point in your career, if you have the ability to perform in such a massive crowd, when you go back stateside, then the possibilities are endless. That's okay. We can come talk to you. Yeah, come talk to us.
Yeah, we'll be on for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here.
So we just got an update on our Bob Arum situation. He's making his way through the radio road, doing some interviews. Once again, you are listening to the Morning Punch-In Show, but it's technically the Evening Punch-In Show live from Las Vegas. It is Pacquiao versus Bradley weekend going down Saturday, April 9th, tomorrow night, live on pay-per-view. Or no, today's Thursday. Live Saturday night. It's a blur. It's all starting to blur together. I know it's dark in here. We're like bats. We come out at night. And so live on Saturday night on pay-per-view, sponsored by Tecate con Caracta. See, look at my Spanish though. RB, what do you think of my Spanish? CC, que no.
I was going to say it's better than Danny Garcia's Spanish. But listen, this week we are going to be broadcasting live several times for you guys, probably at least twice a day. So tomorrow morning we'll be, on the Morning Punch-In Show, 9 a.m. like regular. We'll do a show after the weigh-in to, keep you guys updated on behind-the-scenes stuff and weights and any drama that happened. And then we'll go live on Saturday morning.
That's right.
We'll be taking predictions. We'll be playing trivia, doing giveaways, and then we'll have a post-fight show too.
That's right. Just when you thought you didn't have enough RB&J, you are going to have plenty
RB&J
this week, live from the Radio Row giveaways. Just because we're here doesn't mean you can call in. We'll still be accepting callers. You could win something. Maybe we might do a little know it or blow it. Maybe we might do a little jaywalking. You never know.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, there are still some tickets remaining for Pacquiao versus Bradley. And you can get them at Ticketmaster.com or MGMGrand.com. And they range from $1,200, or I should say $150 to $1,200. So there are still tickets available. Ticketmaster.com or MGM.com.
Yes, absolutely. So, once again, Saturday night is the night. The thing that's been interesting this week, typically when we come to these big pay-per-view fight weekends, there's some bonus fight cards. There are no fight cards. What are we going to do with ourselves with all this time on our hands? There's no Thursday night card. There's no Friday night card.
I plan on getting a little rest tonight.
Me too.
But our buddy from Main Events, Jolene Mazzone, is out here.
Ooh.
So it's always a really great time hanging out with her. Hopefully we can catch up with her tonight or tomorrow, which she did promise that she would come on the show. If she could get here before 5 o'clock today, she will. If not, we'll have to catch her tomorrow. But we want to ask her, did her and Lou DiBella make a peace treaty after, the mayhem that they had on our show? We're going to ask her.
Did not instigate.
Yeah, I didn't even know that Muhammadi was on this card. He's on the undercard.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she's here with him. And, of course, we'll talk about Kovalev and some other things that's going on in the main events world with Jolene.
Absolutely. It's always, Kovalev is the big question with Kovalev. Is the Ward fight the next fight for Sergey Kovalev? Is it going to marinate? Is it not going to marinate? What do we do with Kovalev? So maybe we can get a little word on the curb from her of what's going on with him. Or, his manager is here, obviously. Maybe we'll get a little word from the man himself. You never know.
Talking about word on the curb, I got some word on the curb, Jay.
Oh.
So you heard it here that Jamal Charlo was going to fight Austin Trout.
Right.
Then you heard it here that it was going to Houston May 21st.
Right.
Then I tweeted that Liha Bata is the promoter in Texas for Heyman. Well, today I heard that they have really had a really, really hard time finding a venue down there. So, number one, I don't understand why it was announced the way it was if they didn't even have a venue. But, okay, that's besides the point. So, I think, like, the baseball team has a venue jacked up, and there's a concert at this other one, and there's something else going on at another venue. So, that whole card is relocating to Las Vegas. And that's about 90% sure that it's going to come here to Las Vegas at the Cosmo.
Really?
Word. So the Charlos don't get their little homecoming in Houston.
Oh, wow.
So, Vegas is going to be a tough sell. Austin Trout isn't from here. Albuquerque, New Mexico is not close to here.
No.
And then you're going to have both Charlo brothers that are from Houston here. Vanis and Laura, aren't they on that card too?
I think so.
So it's going to be a really hard draw here.
I don't know. When you get in these situations like this, they're saying all the venues are available. I know you know more about the business side of these type of things than I do. But, think out of the box. Maybe at a stadium or, something like that. I mean, how does that work from the business side?
You have to first look at the fighter's market value. Mm-hmm. Are they ticket sellers? They're really not in Vegas anyway. I mean, putting it in Houston was an amazing idea. That was actually really, really smart. Mm-hmm. Bringing that whole card here to Vegas, that's going to be a really tough sell. Mm-hmm. So a stadium, I think, is out of the question. The Cosmo, it's a really nice little venue. Top Rank has their little shows there, usually like the night before a big fight. And I don't know, what's it hold, like 1,500 in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's
it's
about...
classy. It's intimate, but it's very classy.
Yeah, so I mean, that's about the right size for that card here.
Right.
Which is nothing. I mean, that's really little for being such big fights and big purses.
Holy shit. Excuse me, listeners. So, while we're sitting here and we're chit-chatting and shooting this thing, I just pulled up a story on the Pittsburgh Gazette that former champion Paul Spadafora is being charged with assaulting a 63-year-old woman in a Crafton bar. That is horrible. That is horrible. And this is from a reputable news site.
He was charged with what? Assaulting a
old lady, like a granny, like a 63-year-old woman. In a recent incident which occurred at 3:53 at the Redstone Tavern in Crafton, Chief Sumter said witnesses told police officers that Mr. Spadafora entered the bar and encountered the woman, a resident of Ingram. She is not being identified at her request for fears of her safety. Apparently, she was at the bar having her little brewski. He put her in a semi-headlock. What the hell? What is wrong with you? Come on now. See, further need for these brain health surveys, huh?
A lot of fighters, after they fight, they lose their minds because it's all they ever knew It was their confidence. It was their life. It was everything. And a lot of them, they've just been hitting the head too long. That's really sad. That's awful.
That's really sad.
So, something else that was look at Turtle over there talking to the radio station. What you talking about, Turtle? Are you being interviewed? She over there. Oh, she about to rap.
Jenny says she's over there. She's gonna spit a hot 16.
So, the other little blurb, guys, we're sitting here eating Swedish fish, gummy bears, jelly beans. So excuse us.
Right.
We're chomping in your ear. But the Postal and Crawford fight is just almost done. It's not 100% done, but it is really getting there. And it looks like that's going to come to Vegas at the MGM Grand on July 23rd. Now, Bomac, Terrence's trainer, is supposed to be here as well today around 4 o'clock to talk to us, to update us on the negotiation and what stage they're in right now. It's really, really getting there, but no, it's not done.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, we're definitely looking forward to seeing that fight. Terrence Crawford, always a guy you want to see in the ring. You know, maybe we'll get a little bit more out of Terrence Crawford this year. You know, if anybody can do it, the Morning Punch-In show. You know, we got folks singing. We got people playing musical instruments. I'm just waiting for the day that we do one of the shows live when we're on the scene together and we have people bringing hand puppets and just, I don't know, we might get all kind of stuff. So why don't we take a quick commercial break?
Sounds good.
And we will be back in just a moment with more
with more jelly beans and
more Swedish fish.
Are you looking for a website that has all the latest and upcoming boxing events, plus unique and stylish boxing shirts and hoodies for men and women? Go check out RagingBabe.com. It's your one-stop shop for the most current boxing info and fresh boxing apparel for him and her. Shop online today at RagingBabe.com. Use the promo code RB20 at checkout for 20% off your entire purchase today. That's code RB20 or 20% off your entire purchase today, only at RagingBabe.com. So join the movement and see why attitude and loyalty become passion and determination, only at RagingBabe.com. When the mind is ready, the body prepares for war. So next time you engage in battle, protect your hands with the best. War Tape, the original branded tape. Order yours now at WarTapeBrand.com and see why the enemy will fear you. WarTapeBrand.com. We put hands on you.
And we are back. It is the Morning Punch-In show, the evening edition or the afternoon edition. It's probably evening wherever you are. This is Jay, and I am with
RB.
And we are live in Las Vegas in the media press room. Pacquiao Bradley #3 weekend. You know, for a fight that supposedly didn't have much buzz, there are a lot of people here. There are a lot of people milling about, and I don't know. Maybe there's just a lot more buzz than they're giving this credit for. But, you know, there's always going to be those detractors anyway who say, nobody wants to see this fight.
And guess what? They're the same dudes that are here. The same ones that were trashing this fight all over social media are here.
They're here. They're in the house. And, I mean,
represent.
They representing. They eating the food. They haven't been by our table yet. They know better. But they should come by. Hell,
we got candy.
We got candy, and we got us. We got candy. We got us. We got water. We got water. We got water. We got our own famous signature mugs. You know.
Yeah, we're set here. This is really, really exciting. Yeah. Besides this card, looking forward, the next big card is what? Golovkin Wade.
Yes.
And so we actually have Dominic Wade on the Ruckus next Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Through the
right.
wire.
We sure do. Through the wire. Yep.
So we have Dominic Wade next week on the Ruckus. Yesterday we had Chris Algieri. Make sure you guys go check that out. That was really great. Dominic Wade, will be interesting to get to know him better. Perfect. Bob Arum coming in 5 to 10 minutes, y'all.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I'm getting nervous now.
Do we have social media people in here? Uh-oh.
Huh?
Oh, this is so cute. We got people who are tweeting, who are listening to the show. It's not Pacquiao's last fight as long as Arum has his way. And someone said, Arum, oh, my God, who is over here just putting Bob on blast saying he almost fell down? Y'all leave Bob alone. Bob been in the business a long time. Y'all better hope that you can live long enough like Mr. Arum and still ball out and still pull all the hot girls. So word up to Uncle Bob. Do we still call him Uncle Bob or do we call him Grandpa Bob now?
I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to call him that while he's sitting
Arum.
here.
I'm just going to call him Mr. Arum.
Exactly. So we're looking forward to talking to him, catching up with him, getting some great stories, and talking about the past, talking about the present, talking about the future. I don't know. I mean, I hope I have that same vigor if God blesses me with that many years to continue in the business and be successful in the business, because we've seen a lot come and go. Just think of all the promoters and the factions that we've seen dissolve over the last few years. 50 Cent is out of it. Mike Tyson is out of it. And that's just the main ones that we know about. I'm sure there are other small promotional outfits that have not continued just in the last couple of years, just since I started really seriously covering boxing as a media person. So Bob has the blueprint. How come no one ever says Bob has the blueprint? Everyone else has the blueprint for something, but no one ever says that Bob has the blueprint.
Yeah. Someone just asked me, is it true that Dominic Wade has an ankle monitor on? We will confirm that on Wednesday. You've got to tune in.
Yeah.
We will confirm whether or not that's true on Wednesday and why or why not that exists on his ankle.
Oh, okay. Catching up with all the stories from our peers here, it looks like Gary Russell Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did they mix their stories up? I clicked on something about Gary Russell Jr.
He wants the winner of Hunter Selby.
Okay, Here we go. That's interesting.
Man, Gary, go sit down. I'm so done with Gary.
I know. We finally got him out of fighting TBAs, and then I don't know.
I wonder if we should ask Bob what he thinks of Rock Nation with them being a new promoter on the scene. How does he grade them so far in year one? How have they done? Has he had to work with them yet? I don't think so. No, he probably don't want to. He probably gonna be like,
but they haven't. How are they doing? As a traditionalist in terms of boxing promotion, it'll be interesting to hear his point of view on the concerts and the dancers, the non-Puerto Rican girls dancing with the Puerto Rican singers. Or I don't know, maybe he likes it. I'm sure he likes the girls, but in terms of the concerts and the fabulous in the ring with the fur hat. Word to Fab. I love Fab, but I didn't like him for that. So we'll talk to him a little bit about that.
Where are we going to sit, Bob?
We're going to put him right in between us. Bob is going to sit with us right here in the middle, because we want to make sure that we can hear him well, or we can switch and we can sit on that side with him. So we just want to make sure that we can hear him well.
Okay.
So once again, Morning Punch-In Show, RB&J, from the Media Room in Las Vegas, April 9th, going down on HBO pay-per-view. If you're not buying the pay-per-view, find you a bar, find you some friends, bring a six-pack. No, wait. If you are going to someone's house to watch the fight, please be aware that these people ordered this fight for $59.95. Do not go to somebody's house with a fifth of Jack Daniels and think that's going to set the party off. You buy some food, buy you some Tecate, buy something. But these people are paying $60 for this fight. So if you're that person who's going to bring a little bitty deli size of chicken salad that you got from Albertsons, don't do that. Don't be that friend, because we're going to talk about you on social media.
I wonder if we should do something like this with Bob, Jay. Like, hey. Put the mic on, I wanted to make sure he could hear us real clear. Look, you guys could probably tell we're a little nervous. Right. I'm a little nervous to talk to Bob because, he'll switch up real quick. He's old school gangster, and we want to have fun with him. I think he's gotten a million questions on this fight. Oh, look, Jesse Hart's on his way. And now look.
Jesse Vargas now. Now that Jesse Hart's here, I'm probably going to call him Jesse Vargas.
But, Jay, I think this might be a good way to talk to Bob, is that we could just go here and then like that, right? We could just. Because, there's Mrs. Hart.
It's not like he's going to give us these one-word answers. So, we could pretty much say, what do you think about this? Boom. And then we could just put the mic right there. Yeah.
Hey, Mrs. Hart.
Let's bring the guy in. Ain't no love in the heart of the city.
Yeah. If I hear that song one more time.
Ain't no love in the heart of town.
If I hear that song one more time.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we've attracted everybody over here with the candy. There's little brown paper bags, and you got to put a sticker on your bag though, they know where you got it from. Yeah, Jesse Hart's over here loading up on candy. I gotta take a picture of that.
Got the fly Jesus piece. Jesus is getting some candy too. You know. One love to the big JC. We love the JC here on the Morning Punch-In Show.
Jesse, we were how funny was it when we pranked you? Oh.
Why did you send my mom those flowers? Because my father is so upset.
I was like, well, I didn't mean that. Well, we got to work this out.
Michelle, handle that. Get some tickets to them.
But you know the funny part about it is my father's name is Eugene.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so once I got into a full character, I'm like, well, you know, I almost said my mom's Thelma, and then I had to wait. I'm like, wait, that's not the name I said. I can't say Thelma. No. But yeah, no.
That was the right name though.
I know. I felt so bad. You sounded so sad. I'm like, oh.
Oh well, I didn't really, you know. I did it out there.
We got to set up these other mics, but I'm going to just go like this. So let's talk about a little bit about Heart of the City. Right. It was a super successful event. Mrs. Hart, you killed it. And I have to be honest with you. Usually when the fighter brings in the wife, we roll our eyes. We're like, oh, my God, you were phenomenal. You were such a big help, and it was a blessing to have you on the team because you don't know. Sometimes they just want to get involved for all the wrong reasons, but you killed it. We were like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. So anyway, thank you so much. So it was such a great event. Right. You did all this community work to really push it. It means a lot to you to fight in Philly because of your father's legacy. So overall, how would you grade the event?
I give it an A+. Like that's what I get. I don't know nobody, but out of all my times I've been to arena, even when Mike Jones was fighting, I've never seen it like that. I have never in the history of my life seen an arena like that. Even when me and Philly the day before had together on the same card, it was not like that. And it was big when we fought. It was very, very big. We brought two cultures together, and for me to bring, we had the Puerto Rican culture, we had the Irish culture, we had, my culture in there, and it was just so big. And it was just like, wow. I thought it was going to be big, but I didn't think it was going to be that big.
When Verdejo was in Philly with you, so I was there, and I was like, wow, this event was great. I wasn't able to make it to Philly, physically for your fight, but I ended up watching the stream, and I felt on the computer that it was better than when Verdejo was there in Philly.
That's major. That's decent. That's decent.
And even the photos that I saw, the emotion, the drama. I mean, it was an amazing fight. It was that boy came and showed out.
Yeah, he did.
So did you.
Absolutely. I don't take no credit for him. Like I said, he was a tough customer. Some days you're gonna get that. Like I said on the interview before, I said, fighters like myself face adversity early on. Like I said, Floyd Mayweather with Emmanuel Augustus, Muhammad Ali with Henry Cooper. Then I'm gonna give you Andre Ward and Darnell Boone. I mean, let's look at how many people didn't get them guys a shot after they got dropped or after they got hurt, or why Floyd Mayweather is still saying Emmanuel Augustus is the hardest fight of his career to this day, and he was 22 and 19 when Floyd Mayweather fought him. So you got to take all that into consideration. And I just really thought, wow, I didn't think, a guy like I didn't think a guy like with that type of record would be that type of guy. But learning and my experiences and my views on that fight, I think it helped me more than it hurt me.
Those fights will either make you or break you, and I think your whole attitude has always been it's going to make you. Right. Like you got up off the canvas. Right. Most don't get up, or if they do, their confidence is shot, and you just kept fighting. Like you were not gonna stop. He was gonna have to kill you.
Right. That's what it's gonna boil down to. I always said if I got a heartbeat, I got a chance.
Like, what did your dad tell you about that fight?
Oh man, he was so happy. Like he was like he's still happy. He's still happy because out of all my fights, out of 19 fights, my dad said And I used to always come back to him for gratitude. Like, yo, man, I'm the real one now. Now, what can you say? And he's like, son, it ain't happened yet, baby. It ain't happened yet. You know what I mean? Even after my May 2nd fight, which I thought was my biggest fight, because I fought an undefeated fighter on the undercard of Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao and stopped him in the 6th round. I came to him after that fight, and he was like, son, they ain't dead yet. I ain't see it yet, but it's going to get solved. And then after that night, he said, man, now I know you got it. And cried, hugged me, and it was just big. It was just real big.
Because you can't teach heart.
Right.
Okay, that probably sounds weird, but you can't teach heart. You know, there's some fighters, they get dropped, they don't get up, or they quit.
Right.
And you have this will that you can't teach that. You either have it or you don't. So I think moving forward, it's probably going to make you. You're going to probably be in some other tough situations where now you could say, I've been there, I've done that.
Right.
I can get through that.
Right, and I think that's what is going to propel me into a greater fighter than I'm already. I really believe that. It's going to propel me to something big, catapult me into something big in the ring, for us. But outside the ring, man, we were just with yourself, Bam Rogers, y'all was like my wife. That was like, people still talk. They can't get out of the mind frame of that show. You know, we ruffled a lot of feathers with other promoters. I mean, you know, they got.
I couldn't even say nothing on Facebook without getting blasted.
We ruffled a lot of feathers. It was just, you know, the whole show was immaculate. What can you say? Like, what can we say? Like, y'all really. You say,
what?
Collectively as a team. That's like the dream team. Like, you got Michael Jordan, then you got Scottie Pippen. That's how I look at that.
You know, it takes a lot to impress Russell Peltz for, like, events. You know what I mean? He could not stop talking about the crowd, the fights, the feeling. And he said, I want to do this for 40 more years. Now, this is a guy that every year we got to beg him not to retire. Like, come on, Ross. Like, come on, keep going. And after your fight, that Monday, he said, I want to go 40 more years.
That was big. See, that's big. Stuff like that. See, people remember stuff like that event is legendary. We slayed it. It's like done. It's like no one else is going to be able to top that.
You know, except for you. We could top it again.
Right. You think so?
With you. Probably a different venue. We probably could have easily put 3, 4. But, you know, we had to promote it for the size of the venue. So it's okay, let's try to squeeze 15 in here. But, you know, if it was 3 or 4, then we promote for 3,000 or 4,000. You know what I mean? So whoever goes in there next, you know, you set the bar.
Right.
So, you know, I think there's a show at the arena like May 6th or May, Kaufman King Promotions. You set that bar high. Right. It'll be interesting to see how they do there with Kermit Cintron. Right.
From, you know, from Bethlehem, I would like to see what type of, you know, and I'm anxious to see what.
You don't even know what to say.
I'm anxious to see what they do because, you know, I'm just sitting. I'm sitting on the throne right now.
Well, you're right. Everybody after your fight, they couldn't stop talking about it. The city, they just felt, man, how many comments did I see on Facebook? Like, that reminded me of the Blue. That reminded me of fights at the Blue Horizon. That's really how the venue felt. And for people that never been to the Blue Horizon or to Philly, that's a feeling that you can't buy that. You can't buy that. You can't fake that. You know what I mean? Like that. That's special.
What?
So, all right, let's not sugarcoat though. We know why you're here in Vegas.
Right.
You got your eye on that Arthur Abraham Gilberto Ramirez fight. Right. True or false?
Very, very true.
Okay. Who you got winning that?
No, you know, I want Ramirez to win. I want Ramirez to win because, like I said, it'd be an easy thing to make. You know, we 2 top-ranked guys. I don't want to go with Germany. I don't want to do that. So I'm pulling. I hope Ramirez wins. I really do.
We've actually asked some people anonymously, off the record, in the industry, if Ramirez won and Jesse Hart fought him, who would win? And I got to tell you that pretty much everybody did say Jesse Hart.
Right. That's decent. You know, that's big because, you know, Ramirez is a great fighter, but, you know, he's young. He's young. 20. I'm young, but he's younger than me. So, you know, at this stage and at this level, I fought at the high amateur level. He's a kid that didn't fight at the high amateur level. You know, we came up in the amateur together. He was just on, he just came out of Mexico, but I've never seen him at any international tournament, any national tournaments rather. So a kid like that is very, very delicate. And like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from him. He has phenomenal skill, but what I just went through, I think is going to propel me even to be a better fighter than I already was. I just think that last fight, you will see a whole new different Jesse Hart, like far as smartness and ring awareness and knowing where I'm at and knowing how to get out of trouble and how to keep my opponent on different angles so that I can hit him but he can't hit me. That's the difference now with me. That fight showed me something.
So you're going to work more on your craft. Those are crafty things.
Yeah.
So if you could describe yourself using 3 words, how would you describe Jesse Hart, the fighter?
The fighter. Smart. Heart. And I say wit.
So then give me 3 words that would describe Philly fighters. Because y'all are a rare breed.
Very, very rare. Grit. Determination. Dedication.
Jay, you have anything for Jesse?
Ain't no love in the heart of the city. I wish I could have watched the fight. I was tucked away in Inglewood, and I would have liked to watch the fight, but just watching the reception on social media about everybody tweeting it and watching the hashtag and Instagram, it just looked like a fantastic event, a great performance, and also just adding to your legacy to win in that fashion, to persevere under adversity. When you have that adversity and you show a little vulnerability, it endears you more to the fans. And it's like this kid got up and fought his ass off. And so that made it a great, great victory, even more so than just pitching a shutout. So.
Well, enjoy the fights here. If you're around tomorrow, come back, talk to us. We're going to have some games and stuff over here.
I'm all for it. I wouldn't have it other way.
All right. Thank you, Jesse. All right. Thank you. All right.
What? If we do Magana tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I want the same promoter.
Yeah. I don't think Top Rank would do it any different.
During
the fight, I'll never miss another one, but I couldn't be there. But during the fight, the amount of people that were texting me, I'm like, yo, I'm watching it. I'm watching it. Chill. And I had everybody was going insane. The feeling in there was...
The fighters.
Yeah.
The fighters when Jay walks through.
They were all there.
Never come up.
Never.
No,
he was even tweeting about it. Yeah.
Never
Yes. Hi. Oh, nice to meet you, finally.
They were able to take care of you.
Yes.
Good.
I'm so happy. Thanks.
So if you're looking to do the same thing for yourself, just let me know. I'll shoot them in as well.
Awesome.
That's going to be the craziest situation. Are you planning on coming in?
I do.
I tell you what, I'm jealous of everyone else because you've got the best table.
I'm going to mute the mic. We are live on the Morning Punch-In Show and the Evening Show. We are live on the air right over here. We are talking to fighters. We are talking. No, you can talk. We are live on the air.
Where were you with Patrick?
No, join us. We are here. You know what? Join us. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to promote this fight. We are joined by Patrick Byrne of HBO. Patrick, this is a great event. A lot of buzz, a lot of excitement going on in the lobby. As you go through to prepare for this weekend's fight, what's the energy leading up to the big event on Saturday?
Well, there's been a lot of talk already leading up to it. It is their third fight. Got a different trainer involved. It makes Bradley a completely different fighter. He's training different. He's looking for different things and movement that Pacquiao's going to do. And you can't even. Everyone's talking about the stellar undercard. It's a great undercard from top to bottom. So everyone. I just recommend everyone tune in right from the beginning. Don't wait for the main event. When we go on air at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, contact your pay-per-view provider and enjoy the evening. and for you and for everyone listening, I'm taking a candy bag of some Swedish fish right now. So.
Make sure you put a sticker on the bag so they know where you got it from. Yeah, we got little brown paper bags. We're taking it back to the hood.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Nice to finally meet you, too. I will. Awesome. Thank you so much. We're so excited to be here.
Exactly.
And I didn't get your name.
I'm Jeandra. I'm the best. Nice to meet you too.
I know you as well.
Yeah. Isn't it so? So we are live. It is the Morning Punching Show, the evening edition. I am Jeandra LaBeouf, and I am here with RB Raging Babe, Michelle Rosado. It is Pacquiao Bradley weekend. We are here in the media room, the big fight Saturday, April 9th on Top Rank. Promoted by Top Rank on HBO pay-per-view. Don't miss it. Order it today. Don't wait till the last minute. Go to a bar. Like I said, don't be that cheap friend. If you're going to somebody's house to watch the fight, bring some food, bring some drinks, bring something.
Yeah.
So, definitely great talking to Jesse Hart. It was
yeah.
such a pleasure to finally meet him. Really cool kid. I've enjoyed seeing some of his videos. I have seen him fight on TV before, but I would have liked very much to have seen his most recent fight.
That fight with Sean Johnson, it belonged on TV. I mean, Russell Pelton Philly, got it on Comcast. It was a delay, but those type of fights deserve to be on TV. So too bad there's not more TV opportunities because somebody bought up all the time. But no, let me stop. No, it really did. It did. It was.
We gotta build it. We need our own network.
It should have been like a Friday night fight card. It was that good.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are awaiting our turn by the man himself, Top Rank Chief Bob Arum. He is making his way through the media room, doing all of his media obligations, and so we are awaiting his arrival. We got some good stuff to talk with him. What's going on? Who wants to call in? I see some people in the queue. I see some Atlanta people in the queue. I'm not sure where the 812 is. I am going to pick up my earphones and see if I can see. RB is grinding away over here without her earphones. So when I pick you up, let me know your question and I will relay it back to her. 812-760. You are live with the Morning Punching Show Evening Edition. Where are you calling from and who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Joey from Indiana. I'm just calling in, checking in with RB and you guys. Y'all doing a great job with all this coverage.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, my question, well, let me give a quick prediction. I got Bradley winning by TKO, 10th round. But if you can, when you get Bob on, maybe if you can ask him, if Bradley wins this fight, will he work with Oscar and maybe setting up a potential showdown with Canelo in the fall? I mean, Bradley and Canelo would be a big. I still want to see that matchup bad, but maybe I don't know if you guys have time to ask him that question. But that was my call. I got Bradley winning, and then y'all keep up the good work. I see y'all out there grinding.
All right, thank you so much. We are going to ask him that. We got some great stuff planned, so keep listening, and Bob will be on with us shortly. Yeah, see, we even taking calls while we in the media row. I'm going to pick up this person. I know 404 is Atlanta, so let me see who we got rocking with us from Atlanta. Atlanta, you are live with the Morning Punching Show Evening Edition. Who am I speaking to?
Great job with all the coverage.
Thank you.
Let me give a quick prediction. I got Bradley by TKO, 10th round, but when you get Bob on, maybe you can ask him, if Bradley wins this fight, will he work with Oscar and maybe setting up a potential showdown with Canelo? I still want to see that matchup, man. So maybe, I don't know if you guys have time to ask him that question, but that was my call. I got Bradley winning, and then y'all keep up the good work. I see y'all out there grinding.
All right, thank you so much. We are going to ask him that. We got some great stuff planned, so keep listening, and Bob will be on with us shortly. All right. So, yeah, a lot of interest. A lot of you want us to ask Bob about some future working relationships. So we will get into that with Mr. Arum when he joins us pretty soon. So we do appreciate you for listening. Let's see if anything else interesting is making the headlines. Across the pond, awaiting the start. I don't know. What time is it in London? I haven't time.
What? I got something I want to say. I'd like to smash
Wait,
a
what?
rumor. No, I'd like to smash. Oh, I think there comes Bob. I want to smash a little rumor that's been going around on Twitter today and social media that Miguel Cotto is fighting Gabriel Rosado. That is absolutely not true. If you were listening to our interview in our show yesterday with Chris Algieri, I actually put the word on the curb out there. And if you missed it, I'm sorry. But Gabriel Rosado is not going to be the dance partner for Miguel Cotto. It's someone else.
Go back to listen to the Algeria interview, and you'll find out who it is.
Yes, if you look in our respective timelines, we have a.
Perfect. We're ready.
Okay. If you look in our respective timelines, or if you go to the Back Culture TV YouTube channel, you can listen to, or you could check out our interview with Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri is a pretty cool guy, and we knew it'd be a great interview. He is a player. He said even talking to the pretty ladies was part of his training.
Yeah.
But he was pretty cool. So Chris Algieri, big fight coming up with Errol Spence a week from now, 16th, 14th,
16th,
on the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely looking forward to it. It really is a 50-50 matchup. So we'll see what happens with that. Coming up on the horizon, I'm just going to take a look at the boxing schedule. We are about 5 minutes out from Mr. Arum joining us this evening. Let us look at the boxing schedule. Man, RB, you killed it with this candy on the table, man.
I'm going to have to stop because I've already had a whole fishbowl of Swedish fish.
Swedish fish are the bomb. Looking at the upcoming fight schedule, there's also a title fight happening.
Ciara wears the top rank. She's a doll.
She is making her way over. There's also a title fight happening this weekend in Potsdam, Germany, between Jack Kokai and John Carlos Prada for the WBA interim junior middleweight title. What's up, Ciara? And so that fight is coming up on the horizon. A couple other fights that are coming up April 15th. The big fight, Jesus Sotocar versus Yoshihiro Kamagai. That is a fantastic fight. So I'll definitely be tuned in for that one. Folks, it is difficult to hear you sometimes in the media room, and we definitely would like to hear from you. But if you are listening to the show and you follow our social media and you have questions for us, we definitely want to talk to you. But as we are live here in the media room, there's a lot of background noise that goes on. So if you would like to tweet us your questions, that would be great too. Tweet them to me at JetHang or to Michelle, or tweet them to at Raging Babe or The Bad Culture, and we will respond to your questions or things you want us to ask Bob. Hey, maybe there's some things you've always wanted to know. If we have an opportunity, we will work in as many as we can.
There's a question that came in. Where is Keith Thurman, Sean Porter fight going to land? That's a good question. I heard it was Brooklyn, Barclays, the Sean Porter, Keith Thurman fight. Is that right, Norm? Legendary Norm?
I can't remember the date off the top of my head.
June 25th. Does that sound about right? But it is Brooklyn, right? I mean, I heard that a while ago. Why haven't they announced that yet? Uh-huh. Oh, really? They're really moving David Benavidez pretty quick. He's been active. Yeah.
There's some other news too. Benavidez Jr. is going to fight here July 23rd.
On the Crawford postal card.
Yeah.
Who's he going to fight?
Well, they talked to Brandon Rios.
What?
Yeah, they did.
Wait, we live on the air. Is this cool?
No, they did talk to Brandon.
Yeah,
okay.
let it go.
But they don't think Rios.
Yeah. Ooh. Interesting. So yeah, because I heard Brooklyn for Thurman Porter, and then so Benavidez will be on that card. I was going to ask you something else. It slipped my mind. Benavidez. Right. No, I don't see that either. Okay.
That's the plan.
All right.
For Bruce Trample.
Awesome.
Man.
Thank you, Norm.
All right. Take care.
All right. Let me dish this tea that we just got, just in case our listeners didn't hear it. So, word on the curb over here on Radio Row is word on the row is that Thurman Porter is going to land in Brooklyn at Barclays. Weird that it really hasn't been officially announced there yet, but that is the plan. It has been reserved to be there. And it looks like the young kid, David Benavidez, is going to be on that card. His brother is Jose Benavidez Jr. And word on the row is that he's going to fight on the undercard of Crawford Postal July 23rd here in Vegas. And when we said, well, who's his dance partner? They said, well, they're talking to Brandon Rios, but they don't think Brandon Rios is going to do it. Benavidez Rios? Jay?
Come on.
Word?
No, wait. Where is you know what I want? Sorry, y'all. I have to. I love it. Nah, I mean, poor Brandon.
Well, I mean, poor Brandon. What?
He wants to. I thought he was retired, and then he's not retired. If your heart is not in it, don't get that man killed out there, or don't get himself killed. Sometimes people got to be saved from their own bravery. He said from his mouth he was done. He was done, and he looked done. It took everything out of him. His whole camp was like a fat camp. The last fight he was out. And he said he was done from his own, we're not slandering him. These are direct, I'm done. I will pull out the YouTube video if need be. But
yeah, but realistically, what more is there left for Rios out there as far as opposition? Where does he go from now? Is he going to try to rebuild his career? Or does he just want to go out with a bang? Because, you think if he fought one last fight, he would want to go out on a high note.
Should have went out with that Pacquiao fight, but he blew through that money too fast.
Wow, that one shocked me. I wasn't expecting to hear Benavidez Rios.
Yeah. What does it do for either of them? What does that fight do for either of them?
Well, I think for Benavidez, he beats a name. Yeah, and he needs that.
What weight do they fight at?
150,
172.7. They both have had their challenges. Where is Chris Algieri? They both have had their challenges on the scale. I mean, Rios plumped up. Benavidez, what was he weighing for the last fight? He had some weight issues, didn't he?
He came in at like 152.
Yeah. Hell, you put him at light junior middleweight. Why not? Put him at Canelo weight. 154, 153, 155. What is Canelo weight? 155?
Yeah.
Put him at Canelo weight. I don't know. But I don't know. Speaking of Canelo, and since this is Pacquiao Bradley weekend, what do you think about these reports? Freddie Roach says that if Pacquiao beats Bradley, he wants to fight with Canelo.
Well, I think Tim Bradley wants big fights.
No,
and
Pacquiao wins, he wants Pacquiao.
Yeah, well, you know what? Oscar said it best. That ship has sailed. I think we saw the best Manny Pacquiao like the first 3 or 4 rounds of that Mayweather fight, and I think that's it. I think that was the best we were going to see and get for the rest of Manny's career. I don't want to see Pacquiao Canelo. I would actually love to see Crawford beat Postel and then get the big Pacquiao fight to help him kind of catapult and take the torch.
Do you think Manny's going to hang out that long to wait around for Crawford? I mean, I'm sorry. Forgive me if you're listening to the show and you don't agree, but I don't care. If Terrence Crawford fights Manny Pacquiao now that Crawford kills him.
I don't think Manny's going to have a choice. I think it sounds good when he says, oh, this is my last fight, I'm going to retire. But my sources, say that him doing his politics in the Philippines cost a lot of money. So it's easy for him to say, oh, this is my last fight. Right. He's going to fight again. He's going to fight again and again, if not for another, I don't know, maybe 2 years.
Yeah, because his last promotional agreement when he re-signed with Top Rank in 2014 was a 2-year agreement. And let's see, the contract will keep the 35-year-old Pacquiao through all of 2016. We're not through all of 2016 yet. It doesn't say how many fights. It just says that he's under contract through the end of 2016. And, it's only April. There's enough time to do another fight. So let me see. What were the specifics? 2014, 2016. Yeah. I mean, we're not even to the halfway point of the year yet.
Huh. How do you think Crawford Postel is going to draw here in Las Vegas? I was a little taken back by that. I thought it was going to go to L.A.
I know. This is just, here's the thing with fights in Las Vegas. And L.A. is close, yes, but you have to compel people. Terrence Crawford is a great fighter, but I don't know that, the closest major city to Las Vegas is Los Angeles. And a lot of people like him, but are they compelled to drive from Los Angeles to Vegas? Because Vegas is a tourist destination. A lot of people.
It's not cheap anymore.
No, it's not at all.
It used to be.
And I mean, a lot of people from the Midwest and the South, they got at least one cousin or a baby mama or somebody who lives in LA they can stay with.
Bag. Hold up, Jay.
Hi.
Hi. Michelle, nice to meet you.
Michelle, my name is Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
Jeandra.
Jeandra?
You're with ESPN?
Yes, I am.
ESPN Deportes?
Huh?
Or ESPN? ESPN. Okay, is Claudia here yet? Trejos? Claudia? Oh, okay. Maybe not yet. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Have Joe come over here. That's my buddy.
And we are live once again, the Morning Punch-In Show in the evening time. It is 4:06 Pacific Standard Time. If you're listening to the show, wherever you might be, we have listeners overseas. It might be in the middle of the night. I never did figure out what time it is in England. I picked up my phone to look at my little app to tell me what time it is there because I try to pay attention to these things, but hey, I just forgot because I'm getting old and I get a little senile. It's midnight over in London. And so everybody has gone to bed. The weigh-in is now complete between Anthony Joshua and Charles Martin. Absolutely, please. Dulces para todos los personas. Arriba, arriba, arriba. We're going to start doing the Morning Punch-In Show in Spanish.
Our buddy Fern hit us up that he's listening. Hey, Fern. And he's going to be calling in.
Hola, Fernando.
Our buddy
Por favor, llama al programa. Yes. See, y'all didn't know I had all that bilingual talent. I know a lot more Spanish. I know a lot more Spanish than people think, so you got to be careful what you say in front of me. Not you. Sí. Sí. Sí, que no, que sí. So, yes, we are live. Claro.
The sea, the ocean. Oh, man. Where's Bob? Bob's been talking to everybody. They promised us 5 minutes about 5 times already.
I know. They're jealous because we have candy. Look at Jenny.
She's probably on the damn air right now talking about the fight.
I know.
Look
she
at
might
her.
be on the air talking about that.
What are you doing?
See how they do us, Michelle?
Turtle was supposed to be our production assistant, and she's over there with the headphones on, talking into the mic with where are they from? Are they like y'all the local Vegas station? Houston. She's talking to the Houston radio station.
Houston. She's over there. What is Houston known for? Trap music?
Ooh, Houston. We just dropped some word on those Charlos.
Exactly. We just did a Houston story.
Hey, what's his name? We just dropped some word on the curb regarding those Charlo brothers.
Exactly. And that fight not landing in your city. We scooping you out your own city.
We were the
What's
first.
Up, Houston?
We were the first ones to announce Charlo Trout. We were the first ones to say Vanis, Laura, and it's leaving Houston. It ain't staying in Houston.
Nope.
It's coming to Vegas, baby.
Houston, stand up. Tune into the Morning Punch-In Show.
We giving Houston the word on the curb regarding their boys.
Houston better get information, honey. I like my baby hair with afro. But, yeah. Well, we're making fun here. They're probably going to put us out of the media row pretty soon. I don't know. We're not even allowed these people in there. I don't know what was going on over in the west side or the east side of the building. They were over there, had a full-on game show. They were cheering, and maybe next time we can get us a piñata.
Carl, come here. Here's Carl Moretti, VP of Top Rank and the most handsome VP that I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
We have a game called Fishbowl. You got to pick a question and answer it. You got to read it out loud.
We are live, but you can't touch.
Am I still a virgin? What does that mean?
What does it say? I hope it doesn't say that. No.
Listen.
I didn't make up the question.
Well, someone did. The question is, maybe you should have this, not me. It says, if you had to endure one natural disaster, a hurricane, tornado, or PBC, which would you pick and why?
I can't take you anymore.
Wow.
Let me see the question. If you had to endure one natural disaster, hurricane, tornado, okay, which would you pick and why? That's a weird question. You want to pick another one? That's dumb. I didn't make these questions. Who put this in there? Turtle? Who would want to endure any natural disaster? Oh, you're so witty.
Oh, if you could have had the starring role in one film already made, which movie would you pick? That's easy. The Godfather.
Yeah, baby. Yes. Thank you, Carl.
I don't know. Hey, I'm feeling froggy. Maybe I'll pick one.
Okay, me too. So he is so freaking funny.
Oh my
He
God.
said if you head into one natural disaster, a hurricane, tornado, or the BBC, which would you pick?
I'm done that. He said, mine says, am I a virgin? Okay, I won't attempt to be as clever as Carl because I know I'm not. And my question says, what was your nickname growing up or now? Good question. I had this discussion recently with someone. As you all know, if you follow me, I have parents who are crazy, and my name is Jeandra. Now, my nickname growing up was Juice because I have two cruel older brothers, and they used to say when I was a baby I used to spit when I talked. And my brother would go, ew, I've got Jeandra juice on me. So my nickname growing up was Juice. Juice.
Is she... You know what? I've had it with Turtle. She's fired.
She's fired.
She now works for the future.
We are now, if you're listening to the show, we are now accepting applications for a new production assistant for the Morning Punch-In Show. If you are interested in being a production assistant for the Morning Punch-In Show or a social media intern, please email your resume to either myself, thebatculture@gmail, or to Michelle Rosado, Michelle@ragingbabe.com, because we are firing Turtle. She's fired.
All right, here's the question I picked out of the fishbowl. What is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh my.
Most embarrassing. Let's see, most embarrassing moment. Oh, I've had a few. The one that really stands out though is I used to go out a lot. Like I used to club, I used to party, not so much anymore. But I always wear really, really high heels, like 5-inch, 6-inch heels. And I was really tipsy one night, and my sister Turtle was with me, and we're crossing the street, and I had this really short dress on, and girl, I just went out. I tried to cross the street. There was a train coming. I didn't make it across the street. I didn't make it across the street. Jenny's scraping me up off the ground. Cooch is hanging out. My heels broke. So that was probably my most embarrassing. I'm like,
we've all been there. We've all been in college, and took a few L's out in the street. But it's not how many times you fall down; it's how many times you get back up.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, I am having a ball. Do you guys, in addition to the coverage that you're enjoying of the fight weekend, for Michelle and I, for RB and I, it is so fun to do this because we have never done a show together in the same place at the same time. So you witnessing some history here. When you tune in to the Morning Punch-In Show and to the Ruckus podcast, you got to realize, even with our guy Ryan Bivens, none of us are in the same place. I'm in Los Angeles, RB is in Phoenix, and Bivens is in Philly. So we never do these shows, and I think we do pretty damn good with our cohesiveness. We don't see each other.
We're all that.
We just, we do a lot of work. We don't just pop up on the damn radio and start, well, I mean, we kind of are right now, but when we do our traditional shows, a lot of preparation goes into these shows, and we do it because we have a passion for the sport. We have a passion bringing the news. We like doing something authentic and creative and just something different. There's so many times that we listen to all these same shows. I mean, how many times have you watched the boxing interview on YouTube, and it's the same tired ass, so tell me how camp is going. What do you think of this matchup?
How are you going to win? What's your game plan? You think a boxer really wants to tell you his game plan?
Right.
Stop asking them that. Stop.
Right. Stop asking them how camp went. Are they
Actually, you know what? Keep asking them, please.
Yeah.
Please keep asking, because when they come on our show, they laugh. They have so much fun. They go back. They tell their publicists, we want to talk to them, girls. all the time, anytime. Just say the word. We got people hitting us up. When can I get back on? So keep on asking them boring questions because they don't get that over here. But no, we do. We put in hours and days and nights worth of prep work and research so that we really learn these guys. We really know what we're talking about. We try never to wing it, except for here in Vegas because this is live. We don't know who we're going to run into. We don't know who's going to stop by the table. So this is a little different for us.
And it is fun. And, you know, and you are getting, now you know that when you listen to our shows, you are really getting our true personalities because, you know, you can't fake all this awesomeness. I mean, my God, you're getting all this for free on free radio. So, you know, you better enjoy it while it lasts because it might not be free after this weekend. So you better enjoy it while it lasts. But we're just kidding. We enjoy bringing it to you. We are passionate about the sport. You know, we are very good friends, and we just have a great time getting all this stuff together. So let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll take a little musical break. Let me see what we got in the console that we can play.
I'm going to go look for Bob while we take a break.
All right, cool. And I'm going to find us let's see. What shall we play? I'll give you guys a little Fat Joe. We'll play some lean back for you. Hello, everybody, and we are back. You are listening to the Morning Punch-In Show, the evening edition, and we are getting ready to be joined by top-ranked chief Bob Arum. We've got a great spot happening here, and we are being joined by Bob Arum.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. Sit here. What do you see this interview?
So yeah, we got a bunch of candy here because everyone loves candy.
Yeah, why not?
The old school bubble gum. We got brown paper bags there. So yeah,
All right, I'll take it later.
What station are we doing now?
This is called the Morning Punchin' Show with RB&J. They call me Raging Babe.
Yeah, and what is it on?
It's online. It's a podcast.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm really good friends with Russell Pelt. I know he adores you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all veterans. Yeah.
Yeah. I worked on the Heart of the City card with Jesse Hart, his last fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse's a nice boy.
Oh yeah, he is.
I like
so
him.
we
His father was a hell of a fighter.
Oh yeah. He really was. He's a Philly legend. Boxing in Philly's a religion.
I know.
You know.
I did a lot of fights there with Russell.
Yeah, good old Russ. He's still kicking.
Yeah.
So we want to do something a little different here with you because we know everyone's asking you probably the same stuff. Right. So we want to talk a little bit about politics.
I want to talk politics.
Yeah, you do?
Good, you have a primary coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me talk about politics.
That's exactly what we want to talk about. So it's kind of funny because you named the undercard No Trump card. And I know Donald, he tried to get into boxing for a while, and I think he walked away from a deal with Kathy Duva one time. Was it Holyfield?
No, it was Kathy Duva and me.
Oh.
I was Foreman's promoter, and Dan Duva, Kathy's husband, the late Dan Duva, was Holyfield's promoter. Well, we'll go through the story how
I want to hear it.
How Trump swindled us out of $2.5 million.
Like 8 days before.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I want to hear the story.
Well, I don't want to repeat it twice.
What do you mean? We're on live.
Oh, we're on live.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
This is conversational.
Oh, okay.
We like
good.
to have fun.
All right, good. All right, here's what happened. I was the promoter for George Foreman. The heavyweight champion was Evander Holyfield, and main events, the Duvas promoted Holyfield. Mm-hmm. So the question was where we would do the fight. Either Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas or Atlantic City with Donald Trump. And Dan and I both agreed that it would go to the highest bidder. Mm-hmm. Caesar's Palace bid $11 million to do the fight. Donald Trump bid $11.5 million. So I told Dan at the time, I don't trust Trump. Let's go with Caesar's Palace. He says, no. He bid more. He gets the fight. So we signed a contract, and about 2 weeks after we signed, the Gulf War broke out. The first Gulf War, the bombing and so forth. Yeah, it was Saddam Hussein. And nothing to do with anything, right? About 6 to 8 weeks later, 8 days before the Foreman Holyfield fight is to take place, Dan and I, this is before the internet, each get a fax that says contract is terminated, act of war. So I thought it was a joke. So I call a press conference and I say, it's not an act of war unless Saddam Hussein lands his troops on the beaches of Atlantic City. Big joke, right?
Yeah.
But Trump is serious. We have a meeting in his office, and Kathy relayed about the meeting in the article with Aioli. And he said, no, I'm out of the contract. If you sue, it's over. It's 8 days to go. Where are we going to get a place for the fight? We knew it was the first big pay-per-view fight, and we knew we would do tremendous on pay-per-view. Indeed, we did over 10%, which is unbelievable, in buys for that fight. So we made a deal with him. We could keep the gate. He gave us $1 million, paid for the rooms, paid for the arena. And after the fight, when we totaled it up, the difference was in $11.5 million. And what we ended up getting was $2.5 million. So he screwed us out of $2.5 million. Bad guy.
Yeah.
Bad guy.
So when you heard he was running for president, you must have just...
I couldn't believe it. I mean, let me tell you something. The people in this country have to have their heads examined to even think about him as president. But you know why he's done so well? You know why he's done well.
Controversy?
No.
Why?
Who is he appealing to more than anybody? The white males in this country. And why is he appealing to them? Not because of lack of jobs. Whatever he says, the unemployment rate is 5%. It's really low. What he's appealing to them is the fear that in 20 years, this country will be a non-white majority country. And that's what's triggering everything. That on the heels of having a black president for 7 years, it's all racism. And now to really continue the racism, you have to have a scapegoat. And who is the scapegoat? The Hispanics, particularly the undocumented Hispanic. Doesn't that seem something that we learned in history? Hitler had to have a scapegoat. All these friggin' fascists have to have a scapegoat. And that's what I'm doing here, calling it the no-Trump undercard, because I had the undercard. I had these young, great Hispanic fighters, and I figured I'd make a political statement, and I want to alert the Hispanic community that this is not a joke. You got to take this seriously. And how do you take it seriously? You have to organize at the ballot boxes, right? And you have to organize yourself so that, God forbid, he does get elected president, he cannot do what he says he's going to do, which is to remove and deport 11.5 million people out of this country. Knock on the door, break up families.
Well, and what he said about women and abortions and being punished.
He's
and,
a pig. He's a bad person. He has no business running for president. He doesn't have the background. He doesn't have the temperament.
And that's what I noticed. I don't even think he was ever like a mayor, let alone.
He's never been
senator.
Anything.
So how can he run for president?
Because he's in love with himself. He has an ego that when he says something, it's got to be so, and nobody else is right.
Well, what I've seen lately is now he's been having his wife up there. She's this beautiful model, and now she's up there talking, and so now he's trying to play the woman card with his
but
wife,
that's
and
not going to help with the woman card. Because let me tell you something. The people have to listen to him. His latest thing, how he's going to build a wall. He's going to have Mexico pay for the wall, and if they don't pay for the wall, listen to this. He's not going to let Mexican Americans, citizens from the United States send money into Mexico to help their families. I mean, is that, you talk about un-American, you talk about as something that really infringes on our values. It's scary, even to think something like that.
So who do you like that's running?
Hillary.
Me too, yes. But let me ask you this. So we just had a black president for 7 years, 8 years. Are we ready for a woman? Because it was a big deal that Barack won.
Let me tell you, I wanted to start that with Arthur Abraham, because he came from Germany. He's from Germany, even though he's Armenian, Germany. Because who was the head in Germany?
A woman.
Probably the best, they call him a chancellor, the best head of state anybody has, Angela Merkel. Hillary Clinton, believe me, is the best equipped of any of these bozos to be president.
I believe that too. I just hope that America's ready for that, because they think women that we're all emotional. They think we're all sensitive.
The thing that I'm really surprised about and disappointed are young women who are flocking to Bernie Sanders and not realizing what's involved in this election. Because, hey, if you want somebody to make promises, I'll out-promise Sanders anytime. I'll make free food in college. You go to college, you'll have free food also, right?
Do you think that the Bernie Sanders popularity kind of plays into the narrative that we have as collective in society, particularly millennials that are mediocre people? Because if you're giving them everything for free, it gives them nothing to work for.
I think
does it play into this whole
I think that's part of it, and another part of it is that they graduate from, they're pretty well college educated. They graduate from college, and they're in debt, because most of them have taken out student loans, and they get out and they can't find the jobs that will give them sufficient revenue to pay off the student loans. So there's terrible, terrible resentment. But the answer is not to have free college education, free this, free that. How are you going to pay for it? You've got to make priorities in life. There are certain things that can be free. There's certain things that can be cost effective. You could rework the loans. You can do a lot of things, but you got to live within your resources. And that's why I hope the people of Pennsylvania, right, when the Democrats go to primary, go for Hillary.
I hope so too. I got some cool Hillary shirts. But let's switch gears. We have to talk a little bit of boxing while we have you on. And I wanted to actually ask you, how did you end up hiring a VP in Carl Moretti, who is such a devoted Dallas Cowboys fan, and you're a diehard New York Giants fan?
Because I know that the Giants are a better team, and I delight when the Giants beat the Cowboys, and he's crying in his beer. But listen. We have a connection in Top Rank with Dallas Cowboys. I'm a crazy Giant fan. You know, I've had season tickets to the Giants since 1957 when they played in Yankee Stadium. So I'm a big Giant fan.
Yeah.
But one of my best friends is Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, who will be at the fight on Saturday with his wife. Yeah. So I remember when I took Carl for the first time in the Cowboy, it was called Cowboy Stadium, when we were doing one of the Pacquiao fights. So on the 50-yard line, there's a big Cowboy star at the Cowboy Stadium. This guy gets down, he's so crazy, Moretti, gets down on his knees to kiss the star. And he's still here.
You think we'll ever see another Muhammad Ali?
There'll never be another Muhammad Ali. There'll be other people. There'll be other interesting people. There'll be other people who are dedicated. There's a kid on this undercard, Jose Ramirez, who's really the story of America. His family, his father and mother came here, farm workers. His father's still a farm worker. The kid picked peppers in the field when he was 13 years old. He fell in love with boxing. He was a member of the U.S. Olympic team. He went to college and so forth, and he's become a spokesperson for the Latino Water Coalition and for the immigration group. Now, the Latino Water Coalition is very important because the lifeblood of the agricultural interest in Central California, which accounts for 56% of the agricultural produce in the United States, is water. Without water, you're finished. Right. And the environmentalists have blocked a lot of the water by having the water go from the rivers out to sea, because they say it will prevent the delta smelt from extinction. Now, in the last 25 years, maybe they've seen 3 delta smelts. It's as bad as that. Who knows if they even exist anymore? Right. Meanwhile, thousands of gallons are going out to sea that could be used to irrigate farmland. So that's one of the groups that he's a spokesperson for, and we had the guy who's the head of it talk today, because I believe in it also. I've become so educated, they made me Farmer of the Year. a Jewish guy from Brooklyn, the Farmer of the Year. Yeah.
One of the other fighters, he does a lot of work in the Central Valley with Fight for Water, do cars up there working with them. I think
No, Ramirez does. I don't know. Jose Ramirez.
Terrence Crawford also does missions. He goes to Africa every summer with the pipeline.
That's what I love about boxing, and those are the kids that I concentrate on. I don't want anything to do with the Broners of the world. That's not for me.
I want you to be brutally honest. What would Terrence Crawford do to Adrian Broner if they fought?
Well, Terrence Crawford is one of the future big stars in boxing. But the thing I didn't know, because he's quiet about it, is every summer for the last 3 years, his school teacher takes a group that includes him to Africa and they do charitable work in Africa, and he never said boo about it. I mean, he's a really wonderful kid.
Yeah, the organization is called Pipeline, and so he goes to Africa with this mission,
Right.
and they dig for water, and they build wells for the community there.
Yeah, wonderful. He never
You
said
need
a
to
word
get the
about
HBO
it.
cameras to go with them next
Well,
time.
they will, but we just found out about it.
Oh, I've been knowing that.
You know, yeah. I
So,
didn't know that.
All right, well, we saw this week that Crawford Postel is getting close. So how close are we? Give us
I
a
think
percentage.
we're very close. Postel's manager is now in Russia or someplace like that. So we're trying to get a hold of him. He has the contract. I think Crawford's pretty well agreed. So I think that fight's going to happen on July 23rd right here back in Vegas.
I was in New York for Crawford Lundy,
Yeah.
and I could not believe how many Omaha people flew to New York. I wasn't expecting that, and I thought this is going to prove how big or not he really is if his home would follow
They'll
him.
follow. You'll see.
Yeah.
There'll be thousands of people from Omaha coming to Vegas.
Yeah, this is a much easier trip for them
And
too.
it's more, it's cheaper. And there's more hotel rooms and everything. So you'll see a lot of them, a lot of them coming. And you know who his biggest fan is?
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
He buys his own
I got
tickets.
such a kick out of seeing Warren Buffett. He sits in the stands like a regular guy with a Terrence Crawford T-shirt, the richest guy in America.
And you know what? He won't take anything for free. He buys his own tickets.
No,
He buys his own shirt. He won't take it for free.
Absolutely.
That's so
and now he's become really friendly with Terrence, and he's giving him investment advice.
That's priceless. That's priceless. Not to be Debbie Downer, but I have to ask you about Mikey Garcia. He's still proclaiming out there all over the internet the past few days that he was never offered the Crawford fight, that you haven't offered him a fight. What's his deal? Can we just
Garcia, first of all, other guys made runs at him, other promoters.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in.
Other promoters or other managers?
Well, the manager promoters made runs at him, and that screwed him up. And we didn't offer him a Crawford fight because he wanted more money than Crawford. I mean, and Crawford was the champion, and Crawford means something. So we've given Mikey his release now. So he's free to do whatever he wants.
When was that? Today?
Today.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you just scoop it?
Yeah.
We just got the word on the curb. Wow. Well, you know what? Good, because I felt that he was becoming the most relevant, irrelevant fighter.
Right.
And it was just, all these videos and interviews with him, and he hasn't fought in 2 years. And, you got these kids that are making astronomical money for fighting cupcakes on TV. And it gets into the heads of these other kids.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because that's going to run out.
It is running out.
Yeah.
It is running out.
Yeah.
So, slow and steady wins the game.
Well, the last thing I want to ask you is, so I was a huge Felix Trinidad fan. I used to cry when he fought. I used to pass out if he lost. I mean, seriously. And so when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, I want you to be brutally honest. Why was there never a rematch?
Because Felix had really worked hard to get down to 160. I think it was 160, yeah. No, 147. I'm sorry, 147. Yeah, and he couldn't. He wanted to fight at between 147 and 154 because he couldn't make 147 anymore. And that's dangerous when they dehydrate themselves too much. So it was a problem that King and I had with the weight. King represented Trinidad, I represented De La Hoya, and we couldn't. The De La Hoya people, Oscar had no problem making 147. Oscar's father didn't want him to fight at a higher weight.
I have one final question too. Before we wrap it up, you managed to have longevity in the business, celebrating your 50th year in boxing, because we know you started when you were three. We've seen a number of promoters come and go over the last couple of years, and it looks like of the new promotional outfits that's managed to, keep a little bit of leg is Rock Nation Sports. How would you grade them in their first year of operation?
Not good, because I think that they have, until they can turn a profit in boxing promotion, I don't consider them real promoters. and they spent, James Prince wanted us to promote Andre Ward, but the terms were so onerous, as far as I was concerned, that I couldn't see how I could ever make any money doing that. So I turned it down because Prince is a good guy, and I've worked with him. I'd worked with him with Mayweather. So I had no problem, making a deal with him. He's a good man. But I'm not going to go into a deal where it's only going to cost me money. Rock Nation went into that deal. That's okay. But they're not going to make any money. They're not going to make any money on the Cotto situation. They're paying him way too much. Good for Cotto. No problem. He's not stealing from anybody. But unless and until they get their act together and they're going to look to make money, you're not real promoters. Because if you go in and you do it, anybody, you can. If you had a check big enough, you can be a big promoter and put on fight, as long as you're willing to lose money.
We're going to let you go, but tell me real quick, which fight on the undercard is going to steal the show?
The Gilberto Ramirez and Arthur Abraham is going to be one hell of a fight.
And we see Jesse Hart here. He's going to be paying close attention to that fight.
Yeah, Jesse wants to fight the winner. Yeah, I love Jesse. But the guy, one thing Jesse is blessed with, he has a father who knows boxing and doesn't want me to rush the kid.
Yeah.
Cyclone's a hell of a guy. Hey,
we spoke him up. We spoke him up. We were just talking about you, Jesse. All right, see you. All right, Bob, thank you so much.
My
we
pleasure.
Love you.
Anytime. Yeah, you guys really know your stuff.
Oh, yeah. Women, we rock. Go Hillary.
Good.
Go
Okay.
me. Go you. All right, Bob, thank you. Derek, thank you so much. Come back for some candy tomorrow.
Yes. All
Woo,
right.
I don't even know what to say right now.
I know.
Bob did take some candy? Yeah. Bob took, what did he get, some Swedish fish?
He probably got a little of everything.
I bet
got the gummy
he
bears.
probably got some gummy bears. The jelly bean?
Oh, that's great.
Oh, who, Bob was taking gumballs? Oh, that's my boo. Look at him. He's like 108 years old. And that was great, Jay. We were really nervous to talk to him because, he'll jump down your throat real quick. And for him to even say, wow, you guys know your stuff.
Right.
Hold on. Let me dust your shoulder off.
Oh,
we good. That's mine. Pat me on the back like Broner. I'm going to pat myself on the back.
You want me to brush your hair?
Like Broner, pat myself on the back.
I mean, do you use fish oil? Because your hair is beautiful.
Woo, I think, wow, that was good. Do we have any callers? Look, I don't know. I hope you guys got what Bob said to us, but he told us here first that they released Mikey Garcia today. And we said, did you just give us some scoop? And he said, yep, you got it. Exactly. Okay, you need to write something and put that on the website, Jay. Oh, man.
Woo. Wow. This has been a great couple hours. I can't believe we've been on since 3 o'clock, eating candy, living by the seat of our pants, flying by the seat of our pants, and just having a great time here in the media row. We've had a great time with you.
Oh, how about this, though? I usually don't make a big deal about people sourcing us and crediting us. However, make sure that when you write this story, that you heard it on the RB&J show with Bob Arum, please, that he released Mikey Garcia today. Thank you.
I know, because, that's proper journalistic integrity.
We always cite where we see things. We'll say, Boxing Scene did this, or Steve Kim said that, or Fight Hype put this up. So we're always quick to give people their props. So make sure that it works both ways. Thank you.
Especially if you're eating our candy. Especially if you are eating our candy. Yeah. Well, I mean, wow. Are we some G's? Do we go all the way up till 5 o'clock?
Well, I don't. Let's see. Is there any? Who got pretzels? Tomorrow we're gonna come here. Everybody's gonna have candy on their table.
Right.
Oh, I think we're good. I think we got some good. Well, we obviously got some good breaking news from Bob Arum. It was fun to talk about politics with him. Obviously, he does not want anyone to vote for Donald Trump. He wants everyone to vote for Hillary Clinton. Right. You can tell he's passionate about politics, Cammy. He was all in that.
I love it. And everything he made, whether you love him or hate him or agree with him, everything he said made absolute perfect sense. This man has no background in politics. He goes back on his deals, but he's steadily getting on TV telling us how he makes money. He's had numerous businesses that have failed, and he's a reality TV star. And it's disheartening, just the number of people who have bought into this mentality. But you know what? Guess what? We can't let that happen, because even if you don't think it's going to brush up against you, eventually it will. So there we have it. I know. No, we not hitting no damn gym tonight. We eating. I don't know.
All right.
I need to hit the gym, but I probably won't.
Well, I think we're ready to wrap up. We will be back tomorrow morning right here from Radio Row with the Morning Punch-In Show with RB&J at 9 a.m. sharp. So make sure you join us. We're going to be talking to some more people in here. When we see the fighters, we'll make sure to grab them over here and talk to them for you guys and bring you guys all the latest news from Las Vegas.
Yes, all the latest news back here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Let me get my day straight. Of course, the weigh-in is happening tomorrow, open to the public. So if you're in the Vegas area, come on over to the MGM tomorrow for the weigh-in. If you see us, we might have some Raging Babe gear if you can find us.
Yep, and the weigh-in does begin at 2:30 p.m. inside of the MGM Grand Garden Arena, and you can watch it online at toprank.tv.
That's right, toprank.tv. So watch it, a great card, fantastic undercard. You heard from Mr. Arum himself which fight he thinks is going to steal the card, but of course tune in for the main event because you're probably witnessing history. I don't know. I think it's a wrap. I think Manny, I think it's it. Grand opening, grand closing.
What?
All right, so make sure you tune in. Thanks for listening and take care until tomorrow.